Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have got game 1 of a best of 1. It's a little bit of Protoss on Protoss action going to be coming up and I am very much excited about it because this should be a pretty swish game considering how cool both of these players are. So let's get straight into this and introduce them. Spawning down in the bottom left position, we have got the teal Protoss player from Team IM. It is Squirtle. And his opponent, up in the top right, the red Protoss player from Quantic, it is HwangSin. So these are two very, very talented players, absolutely brilliant, and I am so excited to see what they're going to do, because PvP at this caliber can be so intense. Of course, the Blink Stalker play, just generally any build orders that they're going for, whether they go for kind of a 1-gate robo play, whether they go for kind of 3-gate, 2-gate pressure, anything along those lines can always be really exciting to watch. The mothership core placement, just trying to snipe them off, trying to get some good time warps down. All really interesting things that can happen, but okay, one probe coming out here, just going to take a little peek around, going to make sure that no proxies are occurring, so always a smart thing to do. Meanwhile, we've just got the first gateway about to get started for both players. HwangSin's is slightly quicker out by about 3 seconds, so nothing to really lose sleep over, but enough to make you think, okay, slight advantage there, anything's good, and any advantage you get in a mirror matchup is always something that I sit there and think, well, this is probably quite good actually if I get any kind of advantage in a ZVZ, if I get a 1 or 2 drone lead early on. It's just like, well, it's not game breaking, but small advantage of these can make a big difference. And now this is a bit of a variation here, or nope, it's not a variation anymore. It was 2 gases up against 1, but nope, Squirtle just following up, getting his second gas there too immediately. Whether they'll both put 2 or 3 probes in each geyser is something that we've got to keep an eye out for, because that can mean a big difference in terms of strategy that they're going to go for in the mid game, or really in their opening. So 4 probes in total here. Meanwhile, just going with probably 2 and 2 at the moment for Squirtle. Actually, no, he's got 1 and 2 for the time being, so that is very, very specific. It won't be a mistake. When is he going to put a second probe in? There he goes. So fractionally lower gas income for a few seconds for Squirtle, which means that he's roughly about 10 gas, just under 10 gas, just over 10 gas behind that of his opponent. But HwangSin just getting the cybercore down. We've got the probe here for HwangSin getting a good look. Sees the second gateway. Really important scout here, because this is quite a pressure opening. You can pump out quite a lot there. Getting out the mothership core as well can potentially lead into putting a nice little bit of pain on, getting some stalkers out really quite fast. We've also here got for Squirtle just this 1 probe running its way across the map that could potentially put down a proxy pile on. HwangSin though isn't reacting to this yet with a second gateway of his own. He's just kind of boosting out a stalker, getting down his warp gate tech. But this is all things I'm fine with, because he doesn't need that second gate urgently, and the longer he really delays it, the better he's going to get himself in terms of kind of getting more economy out. His mothership core, for example, is already in construction, whereas Squirtle's hasn't even started yet. That's quite a big lead by itself. Looking up here though, 1 probe here for HwangSin sitting around, very specifically placed up by the third. This could be for a proxy pylon. It could just be for something even more treacherous. We'll have to wait and find out. But meanwhile, for Squirtle, I believe Squirtle actually just lost. No, he hasn't actually got a probe over on the other side of the map, so he's not going to be able to chuck down a proxy pylon or anything like that. But HwangSin going down for the Twilight Council, 1 gate plus that Twilight Council, sitting here quite nicely at the moment with 2 stalkers, a zealot, and a mothership core on its way across. But for Squirtle, he's just pumping out more stalkers for the time being, so not a massive amount in terms of who will win this engagement. It will be slightly beneficial for HwangSin. Even though he's got 1 less stalker, he's got that mothership core giving vision of the high ground, so he shouldn't move up quite yet, because it just would be too risky to do so. But Squirtle does have the mothership core coming down soon too, so that's going to be really helpful. The probe just moving its way across may see a proxy pylon go down, the robotic facility, and that Twilight Council there now, a second gateway being added on. So this is quite an interesting play, but the zealot actually going to try and tank up some of the damage. The probe soaking up some of it too. 1 stalker nearly going down there for Squirtle. It does now fall, but a stalker there for HwangSin getting very dangerously low, will be forced to pull back, both of them on critical amounts of health. The stalkers on stalker battle is trying to occur here. Squirtle desperately trying to pick off that zealot, but just managed to get in. There's the second stalker getting sniped off there. Really good engagement there for HwangSin, but Squirtle is sending his mothership core, going to try and deal with those stalkers. But that was a brilliant trade there for HwangSin. We can see Squirtle losing significantly more units and more resources in that trade compared to that of the Quantic players. So HwangSin is going to be very happy with that play. Brilliant control with the stalkers. Just got to be careful to get this mothership core back to home though, because he doesn't want to lose that unnecessarily. He does take quite a bit of damage, but Squirtle's mothership core is just going to be playing chase and and giving it a little follow around. Both players do have Blink on their way down. We've also, of course, got these Warp Gates sitting quite happily. The Robotics facility is down for HwangSin, whereas there is no Robo for Squirtle, none in production. Squirtle instead just opting to go up to 4 gates with Blink. This is a complete one base all in, whereas with the Observer here, HwangSin is just making sure that he's safe from any DTs, picking off this Proxy Pylon, which is always going to be a really good move, but Squirtle does still have the probe down, and so is queuing up another Proxy down at the 3rd base location. Both players are getting Blink though, so Blink on Blink action will be occurring. The Stalker count exactly equal 4 on each side, but with 4 gates of production, Squirtle is going to be able to pump out so many more units than HwangSin's going to be able to, but HwangSin is now getting an additional 2 gates of his own, so this could be very close indeed. He's also got this Observer, which may not seem hugely beneficial, but getting that extra vision knows when his opponent's going to be moving up. The Stalker count fractionally in Squirtle's advantage just due to having those 4 gates up a little bit sooner. Blink is getting very close to completion on both sides, but it will be done slightly sooner for HwangSin, which means that any trades really early on would be good for him, and he's sending out that Observer, but now Squirtle, he's got his Blink down too. He's got more Stalkers warping in. The final Warp Gate has completed, but didn't actually get through in that round of Warp-ins, which is a bit frustrating because you want to get as many Stalkers out as you can. Squirtle and HwangSin both at 10 Stalkers each, so any engagements are going to be very, very tough. These Stalkers just getting a little bit of trade 2-on-1, of course, that's going to favour the person with 2 by quite a lot, but in now comes these Stalkers. They're making their way forward. They're trying to get ready in a position where they can actually trade really, really nicely. The Mothership Core, of course, vision of the high ground, absolutely essential for the Blink up. We've got a couple of Stalkers in a bit of a tough position there, but HwangSin repositioning, making sure that he's safe from any Blink ups into the main base on Derelict Watcher here. And there we go, there's the Blink from Squirtle, but a brilliant attack arc there for HwangSin. He's just going to be able to annihilate this force, blinking forward incredibly quickly. Squirtle blinking straight into a trap there. The Mothership Core taken down too, means no high ground vision there, and HwangSin came off in that fight so much better. Is now even going for the chase, going for the counter push, and that was such a monumentally good trade. We can see that he's lost nearly, well, a quarter of the resource of his opponent. Blinking now offensively, trying to get in here. Another Stalker going to get down. Squirtle losing more and more Stalkers all the time. And this is looking so good for the Quantic player. Squirtle is in a huge amount of trouble now. Is he going to be able to mount an adequate defense? Well, the only plus side is there's no Proxy Pylon down yet. HwangSin just bringing that probe over to get it now. But he does have the Observer out, ready for the vision of the high ground. He's got the Mothership Core coming as well, which does have some energy banked up on it. Enough for a Time Warp and a Mass Recall. The Stalkers trying to just punch their way up, knowing he's got the Stalker advantage at the moment, but the Blink Micro has to be absolutely pristine, and that is what we're seeing at the moment. Blinking these Stalkers back to safety, but now vision of the high ground being granted. This is intense on both sides. HwangSin's average APM, or current APM, up at about 200, slightly faster than that of Squirtle, but Squirtle is warping in more units. The Stalker count 19 to 11, a massive lead there for the Quantic player. Is Squirtle going to be able to hold off this defense? Well, HwangSin has got the Observer, and he knows exactly what his opponent's got, and may just go for it with this big lead. The first volley from the Stalkers coming off in favour of the Quantic player. The Blinks are going on both sides, of course, wanting to save it as long as possible. We see Squirtle trying to pull probes. They get stuck behind his forces. This is looking so good now for HwangSin, who's got more reinforcements coming in, and is just pushing through here. A monumental advantage in supply and Stalker count, and I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is now going to be it. There's no Mothership Core, no Mass Recall, probes getting pulled, and yeah, Squirtle, he is just going to be able to just try and hold this off, but there's just nothing there. HwangSin will get the win. GG from Squirtle. Brilliant play, great Stalker control all the way through that game. Fantastic to watch. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That was a fantastic game to cast. I really like that. Top quality PvP. And of course, if you did enjoy it, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with yet another new cast. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.